Brian here. I want to show you how this intelligent park assist works on a Toyota. So in this case, we're in a Toyota CHR. So these principles should be similar for other Toyota models, but on the CHR, there's a button over here. So if I press it, it rotates through a couple of different options on the screen as I press it. So the options are asking the car to parallel park or asking the car to perpendicular park. So the way we are at the moment, I'm going to ask it to perpendicular park first. By the way, an example of a perpendicular parking space would be something like this, where, I want to reverse into that space. So I'm driving straight forward. I see that kind of a space there on my left or right. That would be a perpendicular parking space. Right, so when you go to start the function, the first step is, like we saw already, we're going to press this. We're going to ask it for, and actually I'm wrong, the very start is we need to go into drive. So step 1, put the car into drive. Step 2, over here, press the P button, and we're going to go from parallel parking, we're going to press the P button again, and we're going to perpendicular parking. And then the next step after that, which side are we looking for? So tell the car, do I want to look for perpendicular spots on the left or perpendicular spots on the right? In this case, I want to look on the right hand side. I'm looking for that space there. Once you've done all that, we're going to drive forward. So this is just to give you an idea. On the screen, it's currently telling me it's looking for a space. At the moment, we're driving past this space. It should be able to find it. And actually, what's interesting, when you're across from the space, it'll say it's found a space, so it can see the space. It's asking me to drive a little bit further forward, so I'm going to continue to drive forward. And eventually it's going to ask me to stop. So it's saying stop and reverse. To give you an idea, that's how far forward I've gone. So stop and reverse. Reverse. Check surroundings, which is just looking around to make sure there's no obstacles I might collide with. Check surroundings, and then I'm just going to let the car go backwards. So I'm just using the brake pedal. The car will do all the turning for me. And what's nice on them then is, it's a little bit hard to see. See this little countdown on the right hand side? So you'll see that kind of lower as we get closer and closer and closer to a point where it's going to say stop. Now naturally I would stop at that point. Looking at the reverse camera, we're very close to that red car. So now it's saying drive forward. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to drive forward. The car has moved and steered. Well, sorry, the car is steered. I'm moving forward. And again, it's got a countdown where it's saying drive forward. I just missed it there, but you would have seen a countdown along here. Now it's asking me to drive backwards. Apologies about the really poor camera work. The car is now turning and correcting itself. And again, it's got another kind of countdown timer. And you want to do this fairly slow, like, 5 kilometers an hour, 10 kilometers an hour, something like that, to get it nice and straight. And you can see the countdown timer is in here. And you get to the point where you're finished. And we're stopped. Now it is asking me to drive forward. So I'm going to drive forward. It might want to carry out some corrections to get us straight in the space, which it is. And then it's saying drive backwards. That's just to straighten things up. And again, it's still trying to do a little bit of work to straighten things up. And I'd say we're pretty much it. And it says Intelligent Park Assist finished, take over. Let's get out and see. So to be fair, that's where it's put us. Like normally we line these cars up in front, but as the middle of the cars, I think it's actually spot on. So it works pretty well. Anyway, the second function, again, pressing the button, this time, oops. So step 1, as we know from the previous one, we got to put the car in drive. The second thing then is we use this button over here to select which version we want. So this time I'm going for a parallel park. Third one is, do I want it on the right hand side or do I want it on the left hand side? In this case, I'm going for the left. Okay, so I'm going to parallel park between these two cars here. Now I'm going to face that way. So please, in this case, I don't have any cars that are facing this way, but just imagine if there was a line of cars facing down along the road. I want to get the car in the gap in between these. So, cars in drive. So let's go forward and let's see, can it find the spaces? So I normally go at about 10 kilometers an hour. I think these are restricted. I don't know, like most of these parking functions are kind of restricted to about 15, 20 kilometers an hour max. So it's looking for a space. I'm kind of hoping it's going to find that space. Found. Drive forward. So I'm keeping driving forward. Let's see where it puts us before it tells us to go backwards. Space found. Drive forwards. Okay. So it's now telling us to reverse. So just to give you an idea, this is how far back we are from that space there. So again, it's asked me to reverse, so I'm going to reverse. And let's see what it does. So again, I'm just controlling the brake. Car's doing the steering. Everything looks good. This will be a little bit tight, but ooh, yeah, that's actually turning slightly earlier than I would have had myself because it feels tight up there, but I trust the car that it's correct. And again, similarly, like before, it has a little countdown in orange, you'll see as you get closer to the object behind. Ooh, right, it's saying to drive forward. And it's giving me a bit of a countdown. And that's it. Intelligent Park Assist finished. So once again, let's see how it looks from the outside. And to be fair, if that was the side of a road and all these cars were facing along that way and there was a gap like that and those were facing similarly along, it did a perfect job getting into, you know, what is actually a reasonably tight space with one attempt. Anyway, hopefully that video helps you understand the intelligent parking system on a Toyota. Ryan is my name, Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare. Hopefully the video has been useful. Thanks for watching.